Hi everyone, very quick catch up about Ethereum first because it is the easiest. So we have for tomorrow the 16th of July and the 17th of July we have green closures here as given on the fractal, and then we have a look at the daily time frames confluences to see what they've got to say, and we have 61% of closing on green tomorrow, the fire dog, and 58% of closing on green on the 17th. So the focus here is slightly different. Here the 16 is highlighted as the higher daily time frame, and the 17th as the less stronger daily time frame, whereas on the fractal they're the other way around. On the fractal, the 17th is a stronger daily time frame. So these are very well confluenced, and it's looking neat. It's looking like a safe forecast because both of them are on the same page, the fractal and the daily time frames. But unfortunately, we have Mercury stationing tomorrow, and on the 17th, Mercury will be stationed, and these are the statistics for the Bitcoin performance on those days. 67 probability of closing on red tomorrow, 67 probability of closing on red on the 17th as well. Because the worst of the planet is when Mercury, of the planet, any planet, is when it is stationed. The minute it turns retrograde is not that bad, but when it is stationed, it's a nightmare. The energy becomes very bearish. So, with this in mind then, if this stationing of Mercury on the 16th or 17th doesn't allow Ethereum to close on green on these 2 days, let's say these 2 days happen to close on red, I'm prepared for that because of those statistics there for Mercury station on those days. In that case, Ethereum will bottom earlier, not here on the 20th of July, but it will bottom earlier. And if it bottoms earlier, that means it will continue to head up. So do you see here how from the 21st of July, Ethereum is heading up and it's making a top on the 24th of July? But it's not high here because of this big dump on the 20th. However, this year, because tomorrow and the 17th may end up being red candles, we may actually end up heading up because these are bullish for Ethereum. I have checked them on the daily time frame, and look at that. The 20th of July is bullish, the 21st of July is bullish. This is the wealth element here. Metal is a wealth element for Ethereum. Rabbit is a good friend of Ethereum, and Tiger is male metal. So both of them are good for different reasons, and it is very possible that the fractal kind of gets a bit skewed, that we get a bit red here and then it goes up. We need to be prepared for that because of the Mercury stationing. Otherwise, we remain the same. So the probability is 61% of closing on green tomorrow, the 16th, and then 58% of closing on green on the 17th by daily time frames, and by the fractal 17 should be a top. Okay, and now today is the 15th of July, which is my last opportunity to change bias if I want to do that. So let's have a look at what happens here on the monthly time frames. On the monthly time frames, my forecast for July is that I expect it to close on a red, and the reason for this is because 6 out of 9 previous Julys in Ethereum's life have closed on a red. It's one of the most vulnerable months. I've counted them already. So there's 6 out of 9 so far Julys have closed on red. That's 67% probability of closing on red just by that statistic. And then it makes sense because in Chinese astrology, Ethereum is a goat on daily time frame, monthly time frame, a yearly time frame, too much goat. And July is a goat, so July has nothing to offer to Ethereum because of the goat. On top of that, this July 2025 is water gold, which clashes with the natal water gold of Ethereum. This is the enemy element of Ethereum. Ethereum is fire, it doesn't really need more water. This is enough water here. It really doesn't need more water. It's not a useful god. Rainwater, the young water, is bullish for Ethereum. It's given as a useful god by the automated system, but not the yin water that is in July. On the basis of this, I had forecasted that June will be closing green on Ethereum, and it didn't manage to close on a green by 50 bucks. It was lower than the 30th of June by 50 bucks, so it screwed my forecast. Ethereum is very unpredictable. The goats are very unpredictable because they have a lot of fire inside of them, right? So whether you know people who are goat on a yearly time frame or on a daily time frame, or even on a monthly time frame, this fire makes the entity unpredictable. They're driven by inspiration, and that's how their energy goes. Their energy is not necessarily logical. So they're a bit hard to pin down, right? And to predict. So for that reason, just knowing that, I will not be surprised if my forecast gets screwed again for July. And if Ethereum closes on green again just by 50 bucks higher than the 30th of June, I will really not be surprised by that. But this is my forecast. I'm not changing the bias because this is coming from the Chinese astrology system, and it's also confluenced by these statistics here that I just presented to you, that 6 out of 9 have closed on the red before. So I'm gonna stick with the red forecast, which if it's wrong, it's wrong, you know, but there will be so many other factors as well. Ethereum is very often following Bitcoin, etc., etc. Difficult to nail those. So this is it for today, guys. I'll catch up with you on the Bitcoin a bit later on today. Bye for now.